تِلْكَ آيَاتُ الْكِتَابِ الْمُبِينِ.
Where am I? It looks like a small room. The walls are soft and there is a tunnel coming into it. Hello? Anybody there? Well, I guess not. I think I'm the only one here. The man sat down and said, "Looks like I'm in the belly of a fish, and there is not much I can do now." Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another session of great stories. Our today's story is about Prophet Younus. And do you know where he is? He is in the belly of a fish. And would you like to know how he ended up there? Okay, then let's start our today's story. Prophet Younus was only 28 years old when he was made prophet by Allah. Allah sent him to the city of Nineveh. Younus settled in the city. He visited around the city. It was a big and beautiful city. The city had everything you need to live a happy life. The people were nice too. They were friendly and took good care of each other. They were ruled by a good king. The king made sure that his people live a good and peaceful life. But there was only one problem. The people of the city and their king did not believe in Allah. Younus was disappointed to see that. He said to himself, "These people are nice and intelligent. They have neat and clean neighborhoods, but they don't believe in Allah." People of Nineveh welcomed Younus to their city. People were very nice to him. "Is there a special purpose for which you have decided to settle here?" they asked. "I am here to tell you good things," he said to them. The people of the city were glad to hear that. "Well, that's very nice to know," they replied. "We are sure the city of Nineveh will be a better place because of you." Younus was glad to hear that. So few days later, he gathered people of the city and said, "Well, first of all, thank you for the way you welcomed me to the city. You people are so nice and courteous. I especially like the way you keep your neighborhoods tidy and clean. The only thing you all are missing is Allah." The crowd looked at each other and said, "Allah, who is he?" Let me explain. You see, Allah is the one who has made the whole wide world and the sky and everything else you see around you. So we should all pray to Him. The people smiled and they were polite, but they didn't take this talk about Allah too seriously. "He is such a gentleman, and he is quite a reasonable man," they said to each other. "But this thing about Allah, We are not sure about it. So they didn't refuse or accept Allah as their Lord. Many days went by. Younus would go around saying, have you given it more thought? And the people would reply, well, yes. We mean no. We are really sorry, Younus. We've been so busy lately. Jobs and the games and things. We will let you know as soon as we give it more time, to think. Every day Younus went around. The people liked him a lot, and they invited him in for lunch or dinner or just for a cup of tea. But they didn't listen to him. Finally, Younus had enough of it. One day, he gathered the people of Nineveh for one last time and said, now let me inform you, in case you folks decide to believe in Allah, then I assure you that your life will be better than now. But if you don't, then I'm afraid Allah will punish you. People didn't know what to say. Well, that's very nice of you to inform us, isn't it? We will let you know. Just give us a few more days, please. Younus left saying, few more days, few more days. I have enough of this few more days. It's time for me to leave the city. Let Allah punish these people. And with that, Younus left. He decided to go far from Nineveh and took a boat to a land far off. Here, sir, let me help you with that. The boat owner picked his bag and led him to the front of the boat. This is a perfect place for a gentleman like you. Younus thanked the boat owner and took his seat. Now he started to think, Allah didn't give me the permission to leave. But then what could I have done? These people deserve punishment. Few more days, few more days. Oh, these people of Nineveh didn't know anything beside asking me for few more days. After a while, the boat was in deeper waters, and Younus could see the city of Nineveh in the distance. He thought again with a cooled head, I should have not left the city. The people should have been given more time to think. And besides, I left without getting permission from Allah. Now he was sorry. His head down, he was feeling very bad. That's when a storm appeared in the water. It was a strange storm. Much of it was around the boat. Big waves moved and strong winds kicked the tiny boat in many directions. The boat owners were afraid. 25 years of sailing, and we have not seen such a storm. As a matter of fact, this is not even a storm. The people were scared to hear that. Then what it is? they asked. We have learned from the stories of the old that were told by our elders. A storm like this happens when someone on a boat disobeys his master. The storm was getting stronger. It was difficult to hear someone talk. One of the passengers asked, You mean someone on this boat had disobeyed the master? The boat owner yelled, That's right! It's one of us! And that one person must be thrown off the boat, or the whole boat will sink. A passenger suggested, We will have to figure that out rather quickly, or this storm will drown all of us. All the people on the boat started to look at each other, but they couldn't consider Younus to be the one. Younus! He can't be one, they said. He is too nice to do something like that. The boat was really unstable by now. It jerked forwards and backwards, on its right and on its left. Every few seconds, waves threw it up few feet and it fell down on the water. During all this time, Younus was silent. His eyes were full of tears. He was in a deep thought. While the rest of the people were still busy discussing, on the other side of the boat, suddenly Younus got up and came over to the rest. I have something important to tell you. Everyone looked at him surprisingly. It's me. I mean, it's me who disobeyed the master. I have disobeyed Allah. So throw me off the boat. Everyone was astonished. No one moved. Very well then, if you don't throw me off, then I will jump myself. All the people ran towards him. No, stop. It can't be you. You are such a nice man. Younus was sad to hear that. Yes, but you don't know. I have been disobedient to Allah. And then Younus was thrown in the ocean. He took a deep plunge and started to go deep towards the bottom of the ocean. Right then, Allah ordered a huge whale that was swimming nearby. Go and swallow Younus, but make sure you don't eat him. Just keep him safe in your stomach. The whale came rushing. As Younus was going down, he saw a huge fish coming towards him. By now, Younus was so sad that he had no fears left. He prepared himself for death. The big fish got closer and closer. It was coming at a tremendous speed. It opened its mouth as it came very near, and in one go it swallowed Younus. With a large tide of water, Younus was pushed inside the belly of the fish. Younus was pushed up, thrown down, his head bumped, his back scratched, and his shoulders collided. And Younus was unconscious. Many hours later, Younus came back to his senses. Where am I? Am I dead or alive? What place is this? He touched the small room he was in. There was a tunnel in front of him. He looked through it. Then he noticed some light coming through the tunnel. He tried to make his way up the tunnel. Suddenly the fish went upwards and Younus was thrown back. Now he was back in the small room he was in before. He realized that he was in the belly of the fish. Hopeless, he sat down. Now, what should I do? I have made a mistake. He was terribly grieved. Then he prayed to Allah. O Allah, you are the only Lord. You are the greatest. And I'm the one who have made the mistakes. He went on repeating these same words. Night came and left. Day came and was gone. But Younus went on saying the same thing over and over again. O Allah, you are the only Lord. You are the greatest. And I'm the one who has made mistakes. Many days went by without any water or food. Younus became very weak. The belly of the fish was humid and hot. Much of his skin became extremely thin and soft. There was no place for him to sleep, which meant loss of pain and suffering for Younus. Finally, Allah forgave Younus. He ordered the fish to drop him on a beach. Late one night, the whale swam to the nearest beach and vomited. With great force, Younus was pulled up from the stomach of the fish. Again he bumped against the walls of the food tunnel and the mouth of the fish. And by the time Younus came out, he was unconscious. Next morning, when he woke up, he found himself laying on a deserted beach. The sun was hot and Younus could not bear it, since his skin was too tender to bear that much heat. Allah ordered a vine to grow beside him. The vine grew very quickly and it covered the whole body of Younus. Tender, juicy fruits grew on the vine. Younus ate this fruit for all his meals, and he quickly began recovering. But few days later, an insect started to chew the roots of the vine. Within days, the vine died. Now there was no shade or fruits for Younus. Younus begged to Allah. This vine was my home, and it provided me food, and now an insect has eaten it up. Please kill the insect and save my house. There was a lesson Allah wanted him to learn from all this. So Allah said, here you are, complaining about an insect that has destroyed your home. Now remember the time when you were wishing to destroy the whole city of Nineveh. Younus was really ashamed to hear that. He again apologized for being too harsh. Younus asked Allah for forgiveness. He then asked Allah to guide him. Allah said, "Why don't you go back to the people of Nineveh? They are looking for you and need your guidance." You know why people of Nineveh were looking for Younus? Well, let us tell you. Right after Younus left the city, a dark cloud appeared on the horizon. The city people gathered at the royal palace. "For heaven's sake, we must believe in Allah. This dark cloud means that Younus was right all along. Bless his soul, he has been so kind to us." So right there and then, they accepted Allah as their only Lord. They looked outside. The dark cloud disappeared. And that proved that Allah has forgiven them. The king requested the people to go and look for Younus and request him to come to palace. People looked for Younus everywhere, but he was nowhere to be found. They were really disappointed, but there was nothing they could do now. They wanted to know how to pray to Allah, but there was no one around to teach them all that. Days went by. All the people of the city really missed Younus. But now Younus was now well and strong. He headed back to the city. People welcomed him right at the city gate. They took him straight to their king. King thanked him for his advice and requested him to show them how to pray to Allah. Younus was glad to see such a good change. Allah increased the wealth and happiness for the city of Nineveh. Now, to read this story yourself, go to chapter 68 of Holy Quran, and always remember, only ask Allah for help and enjoy reading Quran every day. Till the next session of great stories, Assalamu alaikum.